So anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm going 2 weeks without calling the employment provider, so I can actually understand something now. I'll write it down. Say 2 weeks without employment provider, because I never want to go right now to a 9 to 5 job. Say 2 weeks. Say 2 weeks. A delay 9 to 5 work, and I understand from now. I see from this day on, I want to see exactly how much days that is. I realize the 24th. See 9 to 5. So 9 to 5. And I feel I'm the only one that can rescue myself from anything. I see what's happening with me slowly. They totally become alone throughout life. And I live in Australia. Fortunately, a nursery home is waiting for me. And that's the worst thing for me, where a nursery home can wait for me. There's no family of my own. I see it already. But having a family at my mum's house means I can fall back on my family. I can fall back on something, which means no nursery home for me. But either way, I feel that no matter what, that it's more how it is. Just make sure you understand something. Just never ever rely on something other than you. I mean, make sure you're just relying on yourself the most. I mean, if you can rely on yourself the most to do what you need to do to succeed differently, then it's all you have to understand straight away is what you need to do. It's just that. I mean, learn to understand, to persuade yourself every single day to love your life, to make sure that you're nice and beautiful, and to make sure that you have more enough time to succeed with every single day, and you're making sure that you're enjoying yourself along the way, is what I'm doing right now. So what I want to do is music production. Right now I can do music production, and I can wash my plate over here. I had some avar, and avar is nice and beautiful, and avar is the paprika stuff. And it's nice and beautiful, and I can eat more of it. But for now, I have more enough. I have more enough already, and it's more how I feel that other people are getting ahead of me, and it's more how I'm understanding something, that they just have one number more than me, but I'm always getting ahead of them in other aspects of life, like veganism. I have success in different ways. You see, my success is always different, and as I grow myself, I shall reap rewards for what I am in life and for what I do. But no worries, I at least have a business. But my business is straightforward, and I understand that no matter what, that I need to grow myself anyway. I have to grow myself to the best potential I can be, and I need to produce much more music anyway, because that's how I see life. I see life differently. So what I want to do is help myself to deliver information, and I'll do it that way. I'm nice and beautiful all the time. I'm making sure that I have more enough space to love my life differently, and I see straight away how I feel. I feel all different. I feel different all the time, and I feel that no matter what, I have more than enough success differently to excuse myself with a victory. I'm learning the nice and beautiful aspects of life differently. I'm doing different aspects of life to make sure that no matter what, that it's more how I feel, and how I feel is different. I feel different, and I'm learning I'm learning to find strength within me to help myself to contact who I need to contact, to stay positive by making sure that I can go and find the place of where I need to go and grow myself. So for myself now, I want to help myself to put in this number, which is 9616, say 4354, and I want to help myself to just make a message over here, to just place it into my file as case manager Olivia. Anyway, I make sure that no matter what does, I grow myself differently. I'm looking for different areas of life, and I'm looking to see that Omnisphere is something different now. And I'm learning to just help myself to have much more energy in myself to go and produce music. I mean, just to go and produce much more music is something I need to do for myself. And I'm learning how to just do that for myself differently. And I'm learning how to aggravate myself to do greater. So what I want to do is just a little bit. So guys, I'm just here at the highway of Liverpool, of the Hume Highway over here. It's never the Hume Highway, I'm just over here on a highway. And I'm here where cars are. And I'm just growing myself while also doing an audio program to show you guys very quickly that since I'm doing an audio program right now, I'm understanding that I need to do a video program as well. So what I want to do in a video program is sum up the day with everything in terms of audio, but I'm doing my audio program now and I'm figuring that life is pressing me. I feel life is pressing me, guys, so life actually wants me to work now, and life wants me to life wants me to get into starting a family, and life is pushing me now for more calendars to work 9 to 5, and I'm honest about that. So I'm learning to grow myself regardless of the situation. I'm understanding today is a different day, and I feel my life can be 10 times better and more. And how can it be better? Virtually, my life can be better in many ways, but I see the physical aspects of life. I see how I'm just growing myself differently. Yeah, I'm growing myself differently. I'm looking at aspects of life where I'm growing myself in different ways, and I feel I need to go the single way as much as possible, because I feel that life is different on me especially. So there's no shame about that. I mean, there's no shame being single, but for me to move out of my dad's house to work the 9 to 5 full time and being away from dad as well is where life wants me to be. I mean, life wants me to be away from dad and mum. So eventually I understand that. I understand eventually I have to do life without my mum and dad. So that's something different. But what I'm doing right now is I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning the different happenings of life. I'm learning that no matter what I do today, I'm looking at different happenings of whatever's going on. I'm just over here at the set of lights. I'm crossing the road, but I'm talking to a video in terms of audio, MP3 audio podcast right now, and I'm learning to be the best individual I can be, so I can go and grow myself differently. And I see how much self-promotion people have to do to become somebody in this life, and it's more over time you can do it, but over time you have to be able to promote yourself over time, and you have to be able to pitch people quickly to give you some money. And now I'm understanding how I'm learning very quickly about life and how life is going for me, but life is going to maneuver me differently, and I have my mum and dad to lay back on for quite a while, and then eventually I have my mum's financing eventually, so I'm safe. But the thing is that if I want to go around traveling the world and being popularity and being all these nice and beautiful aspects of life that I want to be, then I have to be doing much more words with you guys. I have to be talking on the phone. I have to be making sure I'm doing greater throughout my life. I have to be doing my fashion photos more on Instagram. I definitely be doing that. And I want to also maintain my business. I want to go and promote my business much more. But my business is something that happens away from a 9-to-5 job. And that's how I understand life. When life's different, but every single day life is going to press you, and life gets to a stage of difference where you have to understand that you have to go and grow yourself differently, and you have to understand that you have to stay close to family and stick close to family in life, because if you're never around family, then who do you have in life? I mean, you have to understand, stick to yourself first, and then stick to your other family members, because they can help you out physically, and they can help you out mentally and emotionally. They can help you with the physical aspects of life and the spiritual ideas, and they can give you some ideas. But never ever go traveling without family. I mean, try to travel with the family you have, with yourself somewhere. I promise you, although, if you go traveling alone somewhere without family, then be sure to stay in touch with your family members. I mean, do you understand? So it's very important that you do that for yourself and learn how to orchestrate yourself throughout life. So I went and I ran away from the 9-to-5 and from the crowd, so I can be on the government allowance, so that I can go and find my passion and find what I want to do. And luckily I never did waste my time, so I'm here fully capable of doing greater work of music and everything that I'm doing. I'm doing far greater work in the planet. But since I came out of hospital, for 7 weeks I've been in hospital, I felt no pressure in hospital at all. I felt no pressure. I felt everything was stripping away from me except my words in hospitals over there, and I'm actually understanding how I was free. I'm like a free lovebird over there in the hospital, and I felt no responsibilities at the hospital at all for 7 weeks. I had no responsibility. I had just to call my dad, and my mum was calling me every day in the hospital. And that's what happens when you go to the nursery home over there, or nursing stations are. But it's limiting, and it's not limiting if you're living in the words. But I'm understanding that's something that can happen for me in some stage of life. But for myself, no. I try to do a better job than that. I try to at least be home somewhere, and I'm trying to at least put a pressure on myself to do some music production at least. I'm trying to at least grow myself differently, and I understand that people have cars and stuff like that, and it's much more how I never need a car because I have Uber. So luckily I've been fortunate enough to understand something about life, that I never need a car other than Uber. I have Uber drivers who drive me around, and it's much more for me to understand that, and it's much more for me anyway that I go and love my life differently. and I never need a car of my own because it's just the way it is, and I feel much better without a car of my own because I have Uber. I have Uber Eats. I have Uber who can take me out and stuff like that, so it's much more how it is. So for myself over here, I'm understanding that I want to grow myself differently, and I'm understanding that no matter what, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for a better way to deal with life, and I'm looking for something to help myself with. But I see how life is pressing me, and life is saying, hey, warning signs, hey, I mean, wake up to yourself. I mean, they're pushing you into a 9-to-5 job. I mean, they're pushing you to work 9 to 5. I promise you, I have no problem with working 9 to 5. But the thing is, I see how other people have a greater lifestyle than me. And I understand that they never have my lifestyle though. I mean, they never have my life. I mean, they're never on my road. I mean, you understand? So I feel much better about that I have a separate road, that I have separate family members, that I have a different life toward them, and that I'm making something for nothing for myself, and I'm just doing something to help myself to succeed. So that's why I'm very important, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to encourage myself to live life, yeah? Pretty much that's what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that you guys have a nice and beautiful way of life for yourself. I mean, in a sense, so for myself here, I'm learning to become free. I'm learning to understand straight away that I'm doing my nice and beautiful work of encouragement, and I'm enjoying myself along the way. So I'm learning how life is pressing me to work 9 to 5, as I said already, but it's more how I need to help myself to grow. I need to help myself relive something much more. So I'm putting pressure on myself to actually talk more words with myself, and since I actually talk more words with myself, I'm actually learning how to grow within my means over here, and I'm understanding that no matter what, that life is just the way it is, and it's pressing me to move forward. So you have to also press yourself to move forward, guys, and that's how it is. So learn the architecture of being able to stay alive, and learn to appreciate yourself. I mean, learn to appreciate yourself and what you have in life. I'm understanding that as soon as I came out of the hospital, I felt suddenly pressure, and all this pressure about my legacy growing, and all this pressure about everything. I mean, just life just topples you and says, hey, boom. I mean, are you able to handle life, Danny, now? I promise you, yeah. I promise you now, you must understand that you never ever call the 000. I mean, try never to call 000, which is Australian number for emergency police department and emergency station with the ambulance and fire brigade. Try never ever to call 000. I understand, because it's a state of emergency. I understand, but learn how to grow yourself differently. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I can go traveling. I can go and do some traveling around town, and since I can travel, I can still fly, and I can make something of myself over here, and I can get away from my dad and stuff like that to go and work myself into freedom to go and travel for at least 1 mile a month, I can do it. And it's much more different, but I need to bring my portable speaker stuff with me in terms of trolley and all that. So I'm understanding something now. I'm understanding that as I'm really growing myself differently, I'm looking to help myself to deliver content. But since I'm delivering content, I'm making sure I'm looking for a better way. I'm understanding that no matter what, that with Jesus Christ, I see the pressure of him being able to solidify himself, really to do the Bible of God much better than anybody else, because that's Jesus Christ's task, and Jesus Christ did the job and did an excellent job for everybody to be able to do the Bible of God. And you have to understand that everybody has a purpose in this lifetime. I mean, what is your purpose? I mean, what are you here to do? So for myself over here, I'm understanding that life is happening and my bus is coming now. And what I want to do is, before I leave the bus guy, I'll just give him one of my business cards. I can go give it to him right away. I'd rather be that way. I'd rather give it to him right away. So it's all good. So how are you, boss? Let's give you one of these. Is that for you? Oh, thank you, boss. So anyway, guys, just be able to simply tag along with yourself and be able to give your business cards out. So I gave 3 business cards today. I gave it to some people in the bus driving. I gave 2 bus drivers. I gave 3 bus drivers my business card, and also my doctor my business card as well. So along the way, just promote yourself and your business, and believe in yourself all the time that you can have something that's nice and beautiful. But realize that since life is pressing so many people, that life has no time to even watch you, regardless of what you're doing. I can see that already. So just keep continuing to help people with your YouTube account, and keep continuing to help people regardless of the situation, and give something for free so you can prosper and grow yourself, is what I mean. Unfortunately, it's the best way you can understand life. So if you understand anything about life, then you have to go and grow yourself differently, guys. And it's more how you have to understand straight away how it feels to just grow, yeah? So I left my dad's house around 3 o'clock. I left this house around 2:30, and here I am still traveling around town, and I have to keep it up with a better deal today, and I have to keep going with myself over here, because I feel, no matter what, I feel pressure. And I see now the pressure's gone. All this pressure has gone off my back now. But I felt, once I came out of hospital, I felt all this pressure. I felt all the pressure of life hit me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is it so much pressure to live life? And that's the thing. I mean, you grow up wondering as a little kid. You're wondering why people are failing life so much. And you're wondering, and you're saying, I'm changing this world. I'm going to change this world. And yes, I'm doing that now. But I see so many people struggling, and I understand why. I understand because they're working their 9 to 5 jobs, and people are pressing them to lose. But who can press you to lose? I mean, only you. I mean, you're the only one that can press yourself to lose. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, that I realize something, that if I work the 9 to 5, I work part-time only. I'm only working 9 to 5 part-time. But that's because I understand my plan is to go overseas with my mum, and to live with my mum over there. And now I'm understanding that eventually I have to come back to my dad over here, eventually anyway. and I have to make a life. But I understand that's just really quickly to show you that I have to make a funeral. And now when I make a funeral, I have to contact people in regards to it, but what am I going to do? I see for his funeral, I make a little funeral about my dad over here. I somehow get the invite. I put people as the invite. I'll make sure that no matter what, that people have a funeral for my dad, and I'll make a small funeral for him, and I just make sure I'm learning very quickly how to live life. Thank you, boss. See, anyway, so I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning how Mira can help me with the funeral for my dad. And I'm understanding that no matter what, that with his funeral, I understand straight away that I have to make a funeral for him, and I have to keep him somewhere, and I have to understand that he wants to go somewhere. I'm not sure where he wants to go, but I'm doing my best. I mean, the 9 to 5 way is never for me, but that's how it is, guys. I mean, you guys have to learn how to appreciate yourself when you're never working 9 to 5 job, and you have to understand straight away how it feels to love life, yeah? I mean, learn how to appreciate yourself. And learn how to look left and right, even if it's a green light for you to go, just look left and right again and again, because you never know that maybe sometimes somebody may be speeding across the road who's drunk. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you're looking across left and right and making sure that you're giving people advice. I mean, just give people advice and learn how to find yourself freedom and love and interest, and learn to have a business always. I mean, on social media, I have a business always, and I have a business online always. I have something to do online, so I'm winning online. So I can see straight away how I feel. And how I feel is I'm leading myself into evidence with everything. And I'm learning how to outperform people with words. I'm learning how to grow myself differently, yeah? So I need to go and grow myself in the best kind of manner. I see, so every single day I'm learning how to develop my conscience. So what do I have to do to develop my conscience? I have to make sure I'm learning how to grow myself. So at night time, I probably should, when there's no 9 to 5 work, I feel less pressure. I feel less pressure when there's no 9 to 5 work in my life. But I feel more pressure to do my work, especially. And my work is growth in words and music. And now I have so much work to do there. I should either do that for 30 years and more, or do a 9 to 5 only. And now, at least have something more to do. I have something more to do than other people, regardless of the situation, and regardless of how much I do. I can work the 9 to 5, and I can promote myself around the world much more than other people can, because I'm doing far more work than other people. So I have to get my results. I have to get better results for myself. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm learning something. I'm learning how, as a 29-year young individual, how my life is. And now, my life now is far better than ever before because I'm far wiser. I'm wiser than ever before. I'm living life to the fullest. I'm living life much better than other people. But live life day to day, and I'm a life coach. I'm coaching people about life all the time. So that's what you guys have to do. And you guys have to learn to enjoy yourself. And learn to see what you can about life so you can develop yourself. That's what you guys have to do all the time. And that's how you do it. I mean, in a sense, so focus on helping yourself to deliver content, and that's it. I mean, focus on putting everything into words daily so you can be ahead of life. I mean, anyway, just be ahead of life anyway with the words. I mean, read your life and read what you gotta do and understand that. I mean, understand that you have to read what you need to do in life. And if you're reading too much from other people, then life is going to press you, I promise you. I promise you, just read 1 hour a day. I mean, just like 1 hour a day is more enough for you to read from other people. And pick the most top mentor to read from, and that's it. I mean, read what's more important to you today. I mean, what's more important for me today? I say marketing. I have to read more books on marketing myself. And I'm selling myself differently. I'm learning how I went the way of never relying on my dad's car today, so I can see exactly to never rely on my dad for anything. I'm approaching now, even his free accommodation, approaching now, that's the thing. Approaching, if I rely on my dad, approaching at some point my dad never was going to be there. And then what happens is, I need to use my dad as much as possible. I have to use his car, I have to use everything he has as much as possible. I mean, you understand? I have to use the free gift of love and devotion to help myself to succeed. And I see straight away how I feel. I have to use this car as much as I can. But the thing is, I have to watch out. Because never rely on other people in the first place. I mean, you understand? I mean, just rely on yourself. I mean, am I relying on my dad's free accommodation now? Most definitely. I mean, you understand? So, since I'm relying on his accommodation, that means I use his car to my advantage as much as I can. I mean, you understand? So, it's more how it is. I have to go do a pee. I have to pee. I have to piss. I realise anyway. I realise it's more how I feel. See now, I have to open the door over here. I'm hurrying to go to the toilet. I just open the door to get in, and that's it. Function, be able to thrive online. I mean, thrive through life, guys. I have to go pee really quickly. So anyway, so I'm looking to improve my life. I'm looking to do a life coaching video. And once I do my life coaching video, I'm looking to help my life to succeed differently. So since I'm actually doing my life, I see it's much more how I need to press my life to do much more work anyway. But I see why. I see my audio programs all day long is more enough for me for now. And I need to go and grow myself differently now. I see it's much more how I feel. I feel different, and I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning today. I have no pressure today, but I do have pressure all the time. I have pressure all the time to be playing my life, and there's no time for other people at all. I have no time for other people. I have time to read something now. I have time to read something, to eat. So I feel like eating something and reading something. So what do I want to read? I'm not sure. So I just read something. But that's how it is. That's how I follow my life in a better direction. See, now that's something that's like a trance sound, but I have to do better than that. See Donkey Kong. See, it's much more how I feel that I need to do better than that. And for myself over here, it's much more how I feel that I'm looking at the nice and beautiful aspects of life, so I'll do better. See guys, so what I'm doing now is I'm feeling my way through life. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to go and grow myself differently. So I need to go and do a life coaching video, and then I want to do my medication. So it'll be that way. And I'm doing a 1 hour video online on YouTube, 1 hour video to perform and outperform myself. So it'll be that way. And now I'm realizing something now. It's much better for me to do it, so I can do greater. But anyway, I realize it's more how I feel. I feel that the shorter videos I do online now of myself, in terms of my life over here with videos, I realize it's more if I stick to 1 minute videos online, while also doing a nice and movable job. I realize that people are never going to watch it, but it's more how I need to plan my life ahead of me. So I'm trying my best to do in life. I'm trying my best because otherwise I understand what's happening. I mean, it's either I put pressure on myself now to do much more videos, or I put it all into an audio program and I never call it quits. But I put some of it into an audio program and some of it into a life coaching video, and that way I'm learning much more. See, so I'm doing my audio programs while uploading here and there. I'm uploading my YouTube videos here and there, so I'm actually understanding something, that I'm learning how to press myself into the best kind of way. So I'm learning how to learn something very quickly, and I'm finding the details necessary to live my life differently. So as I live my life differently, I'm looking for better ways of thinking and explaining, and I'm learning to help myself to deliver information services much better, and I'm saying how to do better. See, so find your way of life, guys, and find a better technique to help yourself to acknowledge yourself differently. And what can you do? I mean, all you can do, guys, is study upon helping yourself upload content all day long into online tendencies. And that's all you can do for yourself, guys, is learn to appreciate yourself daily and learn to acknowledge yourself about what you want out of life. Apparently, if you understand how to do that, then you understand straight away how to live life much greater. So it's more how it is, and you guys have to understand straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm learning the different aspects I'm learning the different aspects of life to dwell upon about in a better way. I'm dwelling a better way. I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking for better ways of doing. And I'm looking to help myself to study successful habits every single day. And I'm looking to understand how guys, in terms of other guys, have just one number more than you. And now if they have one number more than you, just make sure you understand that you have everything in that one number, because everything is one. Actually, everything is one. So be careful and find yourself doing much greater throughout life. That's what I'm saying. So if you're finding yourself in strength over here, then you're finding your pure indulgence to live a greater life for yourself, and learn to help yourself to deliver content much quicker online. I mean, be a social media frenzy and learn to do something different for yourself anyway. I mean, do you understand? So for myself over here, I'm learning to understand how much work there is, and how much I understand that the news channels are uploading so much content online. But ask people to subscribe in your YouTube videos, and that way you're going to love life differently, and that way you're enjoying yourself differently, and you're just making sure that you're improving yourself, and that way you're learning. I mean, you're learning something different about life. I mean, learn something different around life for yourself differently, and that way you're making sure that you have whatever you need to do yourself a great favor. That I hear Jesus saying that I have to do much greater than this. I have to do much greater in terms of life. And I understand straight away, I hear always the better way of life. I mean, do you understand? So what I'm doing is I'm actually helping myself to strategize. I'm strategizing around life. I'm helping myself to deliver information, services. I'm looking to help myself to have more aspects of life differently. I'm looking for different articles, in terms of different articles, to help myself understand that short videos win long prizes online on videos, in terms of nice and beautiful ways of life. And I feel that no matter what, I can see straight away how people are doing their YouTube videos and all that. And it's more a documentary of yourself all day long. And just document your life all day long, is what I'm saying. If you document your life all day long, you fall in the hands of great solitude. And that way you have to understand straight away how to increase exposure for yourself, to love your life differently, and you're learning to differently state the obvious, and enjoy yourself. I mean, be enjoying yourself regardless of the situation. So if you're understanding straight away, I'm learning how to help myself. So I'm very positive about my life. I'm very to the point, and I'm very touchy about my subjects, because I really need to do a greater job for myself over here. So that way I'm learning quickly. I'm learning quickly what to do about aspects of life quickly. And while I'm doing life much better, I'm learning very quickly about how to never pretend, but how to just deliver content quickly. And as I deliver content quickly, I'm learning that aspect of life where I'm doing much greater honesty in the planet, to make sure that my videos are going through a process of UCut, then going up online, and then I create all these videos from it, and I post it up online into one video. So I feel like sleeping, guys. I feel like sleeping for a bit, and I feel like understanding something now. I feel like just delivering content.